when did you decide to be poor? We're going to challenge you today and on this program and on the next one. Whether consciously or unconsciously, you decided to be poor. I'm Apostle Bacer J Baker, who is a doctor in psychology, and we're going to use the Bible and also biblical science to talk to you about how you think, why you think, and what to do about it. So within the next few programs, we're going to do what we can with you. You know, it's really interesting. I'm on Kingdom First TV. Love it, love it, love it. But I'm on 3 programs. I have 3 programs. Tell it like it is, the Kingdom Way. Tell it like it is. Really telling it like it is, and still telling it like it is. And something's going to happen. I'm next year. I will probably only have 1 program going. I'm going to be converting over into doing something different. And it's going to be it's also going to be a blessing to love and unity and all of these things. But get this while you can. Okay. All right. One of the reasons I asked the question the way I did is this. There was a day and a time. There was a time that you decided to be poor. Now let's define poor. As I look up a lot of different things in a lot of different ways, and it all depends on what you're talking about is to be poor. It is to be, and I'm talking about the mind. I'm always talking about the mind, the brain, because I believe that what goes on the inside is what manifests on the outside, what translates into something on the outside. And in this, Joe Henry, is there something going on with the people being able to interact with me? Because if it is, we need to get that fixed. Please, please. Okay, impoverished. What we're talking about is having a mental attitude of impoverishment. Many people say, I was born poor, I was raised poor, we didn't have much in life. Well, I didn't have much material things in life, but I may have been born into a poor-minded family, but God did not have it so that anyone was truly born poor. Everyone was born with the same abilities. I don't care if you had mental handicaps, physical handicaps, or whatever it is. There was some power, there was some wealth inside of you. And what we need to do is to start to realize, what is it that I'm going to do in order to get this wealth out of me and make it so that somebody else can be blessed by it. Excuse me for just a second. I want to find out what's going on with the chat side. And you might say, oh, that's poor computer, or that's poor TV ethics, or whatever it is. You do your TV your way and I'll do mine my way, okay? Because I want to know what's going on, because I enjoy the interaction with people. It makes me know that I'm connecting with people so that they're really getting it. Okay. Here's some of the things that we need to realize is that your beliefs, how it is that you believe about yourself, about your situation, about your circumstances, can either change or they can't change. Now, all right. So here's another thing. I can't see the chat, so I can't see what people are doing or acting, or because if they're understanding this, I'm needing to know. So do I need to go off and come back on? Why don't we just do that? Why don't we stop and go off and come back on so that everything can work? Because otherwise, this is not working for me. Hello? Okay, that's fine. You can place it on manually. Okay. All right. I like things to work. I'm one of these people that if it's not working properly, if it's halfway working, then I don't want to be a part of it. I believe in doing everything to the best that I can do it or have it done. And I want to be able to connect with the people. I want to be able to connect with you. So Here's this. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Frederick. Okay, I see some people here. All right. Now, and then let me know if you can, whether you're tracking with this or whether you're getting something out of it. All right. So now that I've talked, wasted 5 minutes, well, we can catch up on the rest of it. Okay. All right. Here's the deal. You may have been born into a poor family. You may have been born into people that thought that they were poor. But the thing of it is this, I have seen and I've read about so many billionaires, so many millionaires, so many people that even helped start our nation that were born into poverty. Some of them couldn't read. Henry Ford, many of them could not do a whole lot of things, but they could do something. There is wealth on the inside of every person. This is the reason that I say I am prosperity, and I get you to say it. I get you to start to believe it. All right. Here you are. There are facts about everything in life. Every fact has a good side and a bad side. Everything in life has two sides. I don't care what tragedy happened to you. There's a good side for it. There's a positive and a negative. How do I know that? Because that's the way God created everything. And God was the one that was the creator. So on every good side, on every positive thing, there is a negative to it. Okay. The way that he gave you a brain, he gave you a mind, he gave you the ability to think. Now, what you choose and how you choose to think, that's on you. Here it is. I can think I can do this. When I was a little girl, all right, I was born into a family that after my father died, we were considered poor. Well, my mother would talk this, my brother and my sister, they felt this, they talked this, and all of these different kinds of things. And many of the people in the projects thought and think the same way. When I realized that this was not what it was that I wanted, I did not want to scrape for food. I did not want to not have things. I did not want to continue to live life the way that I lived it. So what was my big thing that changed me? I mean, I lived that way, but my dreams were not there. My dreams and my thoughts and my visions, there has to be more. There has to be more than East Lane, West Lane, all of these places in the projects. There has to be more than other people's houses having roaches, and then all of a sudden mine do too. You see, this was something that I had to think about. And then I've told you the story about my father, how he died when I was very young. And one of the things that he let me know, Bobby, you're going to be somebody, you're going to help a lot of people. Well, I was going to try and find out who those people were. Well, one of the things that I did that was not conducive for me or for them, I tried to help people that needed help, but they didn't want it. Now I don't do that anymore. People say you are brass, you are prideful, you're arrogant. I mean, I like it. I mean, go head on. It's okay. Because what does that mean? That means that you were not called to me and I was not called to you. They say you're sharp. Yes, I am. I want to weed out everybody that is not meant for me to be the person that they're to receive their insight or their blessing or whatever it is for. I am not called to everybody. If I'm called to everybody, then nothing is going. I'm called to nobody. It means that I cannot touch anybody. I have a certain group of people that will be attracted to me, and so do you. The day that you decided that you were poor was the day that you accepted your circumstances. The day that you accept your circumstances and say, this is the circumstances, this is my life. I don't care whether you're a person that's scraping for pennies. I don't care whether you're a millionaire or billionaire or whatever it is. When you stop growing, when you stop allowing your mind and your brain to expand, you just became poor. The day that I decided that I was a wealthy person, the day that I decided that I was going to be wealthy, the day that I decided that I was going to have money was the day that I found out that I was pregnant, and I realized that I was not going to raise my child in that type of place. I knew I had to get out of Vallejo. It was conscious and subconscious. It was more of an unconscious manner. It was more of something that was on the inside of me. I am not about to do this. And then I happened to have a child that was very bright, that was smart, that was able to read, and all of these different things. So that even gave me more of the fuel. I did not, now hear me here, I did not know how it was going to do, how I was going to do it. But what happened, the formulation in my mind, in my brain, it said, this is not where I'm going to end up. And when people would tell me, my mother or whomever it is would tell me, you need to do this, you need to find a husband, he needs to be able to take care of you, you need to do this because you're not that smart, you're not that bright, you don't hear. People told me I was retarded, I was all of these things, even in my retarded state. Even in my dumb state, even in the state of all these things that they said, I knew that was not where I was going to land. And there was a day that I decided, I'm getting out of here. I am getting out of this frame of mind. I'm getting out of hearing these things. My physical address did not change at that time, but my mental attitude did. And that's what we're going to talk about. See, there was a day that you decided, because you were a woman, because you were Black, because you were short, because you were fat, because you were white, because you were Mexican, because you were this or that or the other, whatever excuse you can have, you decided that you could not do anything. You decided that someone else could do something you couldn't. I was in my coaching on a call on a challenge today, and there was a challenge of doing something that I had dreaded. I didn't think I could ever do it, but I went past that. It was a cold plunge. It was a cold water type thing. It was an ice type thing, and all of that. And what happened to me in what it was that happened, I started to breathe differently. I started to think differently. I started to expand the things in my mind. My brain started to move itself, and it started to let it be known there is nothing impossible for you. You can go through whatever pain there is. When you saw the pain that it would cause in order to get from where you were to where it is, that was a better place, what happened is you froze. Now, what I do in my click brain system is I help people to get unfrozen, unstuck, leave the past, or do something different with it, do something with that pain, because that pain is necessary. When you change the way that you think about your pain, then you can change your circumstances and your situations. Think about what I just said to you. You say, Dr. Baker, you talk so fast. Well, you just think fast, because people I talk to, I'm excitable. I'm excited because I'm excited about this. I want you to get it. No, but here's another thing. When you started to complain about rich people, when you started to complain about those people on the exercise thing, when you started to complain about how this one looked, or that one is too skinny, that one is too fat, that one is too this, oh, I don't need to eat that, I don't need to eat that, this is this. You see, the day that I decided to really be wealthy, my appetites changed. All of my appetites changed. I don't care what it is that you say. You say, Dr. Baker, you don't eat sugar? Of course I eat sugar. I eat whatever it is that I want to eat, but my appetites, according to what it is, now hear me clearly, according to what it is that I have to accomplish in that day, my appetites change. My physical appetite, my appetites for food, my mental appetite, my intellectual appetite, the things that I do, whether I hang up, whether I answer the phone or whether I don't, whatever it is that I have to do. Why is that? Because I will not remain like I was yesterday. I will not be that same person today. Because why is that? Because when I stop growing, when my brain stops growing, when my mind stops expanding, then what happens is this: I get into this impoverished place. I get into thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get this. I have to get this. That's another thing. You only go for the necessities. This is something very interesting that happened. And this is one of the things I'm talking about. The other day, I was on one of the TV things, and I saw this vacuum cleaner, this handheld vacuum cleaner, this Shark vacuum cleaner. It was so cute. It was a handheld one. Now, I don't clean my own house. I have people that come in and clean my house, right? But this vacuum cleaner was cute. I have this thing for cleanliness. I mean, I like my floors looking a certain way, and I like all of these things happening. Well, I decided to buy two of these vacuum cleaners. I had it for it's a handheld type thing, for one upstairs and one downstairs. Now I have vacuum cleaners downstairs. I have vacuum cleaners upstairs, and I don't want them bringing their vacuum cleaners in here because I don't know where their vacuum cleaners has been, and I know where mine has been. Okay. So what it was is I bought these two vacuum cleaners. Now you say you didn't need that. I didn't say anything about what I need. That's another poverty mentality type of an attitude. Well, I only get what it is that I need. Somebody else might have it. My granddaughter might want to vacuum upstairs. My granddaughter might want to do something with a vacuum cleaner. I mean, we just may want to just have a joyous time of playing to see who can vacuum faster. Why is that? I've always believed in more than enough. Why is that? I mean, one of the things of it is this, is that even in food, I had lack in my life. I had lack. Okay. And so now I enjoy eating what it is that I want to eat when I want to eat it. Because why is that? Because I am prosperity. I am not poverty. I feel good. I have a great feeling about that. You say, Dr. Baker, you always told us our feelings were fickle. They are fickle. But in this particular instance, why did I buy those two vacuum cleaners? Because I felt good buying those vacuum cleaners. Not just that I could buy those vacuum cleaners, but I could see the fun that we would have with those vacuum cleaners. It wasn't really about the floor. It wasn't about the counters. It wasn't about the different places that this thing would do. It wasn't about that. But the vacuum cleaners were cute. And I didn't think, now here it is, this is what we're talking about. I didn't think, wow, you can't afford to do that. How much is this? How much is it? That's the first thing. That's one of the things. You have a beggarly mind. How much of a discount? This is one of the reasons that I offer the things that I do in business to very few so-called Christian apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers, Christian people. Why is that? Because they don't want to pay you. They have a beggarly attitude when their father is supposed to be the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. How is that going to work? How can you, I spoke on one of my other programs, how can you let bitter water and sweet water come out of the same mouth? How can you let this, oh, well, we're being wasteful. We're not stewarding. You don't understand what stewardship is. And listen to me, when you start judging another person's vineyard, when you start judging another person and how it is that they're lit, how they're spending or how they're not spending or what it is that they have, that is wrong. Why is that wrong? Because you don't know their assignment. Their assignment might be something that they may need that too. I am called to the wealthy people. I am called to well-off people. Why is that? And then as I do this, then I can sow into people that are called, that desire to go and do this for the poor. I can help to support them. I can help to support them because I have wealthy clients. I have well-off clients that are willing to pay me because I can help them to get to where it is that they want to get to. And then I can help those of you or those of whoever it is, whatever ministry it is that has been sent to the poor. I can help buy bikes if you want to do that on a Christmas or whatever time. I can help to buy this. I can buy this. I can buy this. And it's only going to get greater and bigger. This is my desire for me to help you to be able to do what it is that you are to do. This is talking about the corporate body of Christ. This is talking about the corporate body, that we work together. We're interconnected. We're interdependent. Okay. Indigent people. What it is this in poverty, indigent. I don't have. I can't understand. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. That's saying that I don't have, that there's nothing in it for me, that God forgot about me. I'm getting through all of this on this program so that on the next program, I can show you and help you to understand how it is that you can change this. Why am I only talking about all of this on this program? Because between now and next week, when you hear, because I'm just going to continue on, I'm going to record the next program as soon as I finish this one. So you'll see the same clothes, same everything. what will happen is this: your homework assignment is this: is to identify yourself. Because if you don't identify and locate yourself, oh my gosh, oh my lord, oh my lord, one of the other reasons why you decide to be poor is because you decide to be a liar. Oh, yeah, I said it, a liar. You're lying to yourself where you are. You speak, oh my gosh, I'm blessed of the Lord and growing higher. How are you doing? Everything is great. But then on the other side of your mouth, oh my God, if I don't work today, if I don't go out and do this, if I don't go out and do this, I won't be able to pay my bills. That's poverty. My God. I get to go to work, and out of this work that I do, all of those bills and things are paid. What I'm doing is I'm walking in a disobedient state of what Matthew 6:33 says. Matthew 6. Don't be worrying about tomorrow. Don't be worrying about this. Take no thought of this. Take no thought. Why is that? Because everything is on the inside of you. Everything is on the inside of you. And if you will think like I think, then you will draw the people that needs to be drawn to you. And then you will have what it is that you need in order to do what it is that you need to do. You're always in want and then pretending that you're not. You see, here's another thing. I pretend like I got all of this stuff, and then I use all of these credit cards, or I buy all of this stuff, and I can't afford it because I don't want anybody to really know where I am. I fake it until I make it. What kind of madness is this? You are living as a sinner. You're living as one outside of the covenant of God. That is not the way covenant keepers live. That is not the way the people of God live. You're badly off. You're reduced. Your circumstances are reduced. Here it is. You pretend. You use other people. You don't pay your bills. You borrow from people and you don't pay them back. You make even. Let me share another story with you. Here's something that happened. I remember many years ago, I borrowed, I think it was $18,000 or something like that from a lady at the church. That I didn't go to the church, but my daughter and them went to her. Her name was Berenice. She's dead now. I borrowed $18,000 from her, and I told her I would pay her back. Well, I thought that I was going to get this commission check. I thought this was going to happen. I was able to pay her parts of it back, but I didn't pay it all back to her. And she told me one day, she says, "You know what? I'm just gonna forgive that debt." And I said, "No." And she says, "Yes, I forgive the debt. That's easiest for me." I said, "Okay, you do what you do. You do what you do." I was determined that I was going to pay her back, because people tell you I forgive that debt because they're in frustration. Because you and your cheap and broke and poor thing, you will not start to advance in God until you pay them people their money. You paid them their money. I don't care what they told you. Another believer, of course it's another believer that told you that. The other believer did not want to hate you. The other believer did not want to stop their own blessing. But what I did, I paid her back every dime, and then I paid her interest. Less than 6 months after then, she died. Her son let me know, whom I did not even really know, let me know how his mother was talking about what a woman of character, what a woman of integrity, how it was that I was, and what it was that I did. She let it be known I had forgiven that debt. I had told her she didn't ever have to pay me back. I forgave it. But she said, but she remembered. She let it be known that's a woman of integrity. Let me share. I mean, it's a different thing when nobody's ever given you anything that you didn't give back or whatever it is. Oh no, when I was going through a divorce thing, Apostle Calvin, my brother, he and his wife Dee, they gave me money. But I said, I don't know when I can pay this back. He says, I didn't give it to you to pay it back. That was a gift. That was a seed in him from them into me. That's a totally different thing. But if you have borrowed, I mean, I went back looking for a lot of people, even people in the world that I owed money to pay back. And so God has opened my mind, opened my abilities. And then the other thing of it is this: my brain believes that I am truthful. My brain believes that what I tell it, my mind believes that what I tell it is truthful. Why is that? Because I know, my mind knows, my brain knows I'm the only one in the world that knows every lie I've ever told. And my brain, like that safe that we were talking about, my brain remembers them. So you don't have what it is that you need to have, and you don't move in the manner that you need to move in because you don't believe yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do this diet. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do this weight. Oh, I'm going to stop eating this, and I'm going to stop eating this, and I'm going to stop eating this. And then you go ahead and do it anyway. You do it on the slide, on the down low, as they call it. You think don't nobody see it. They see it on your butt and your gut. They do see it. Here it is. You can lie to yourself, but you're not lying to your body. Your body says, oh no, I'm going to hold on to this fat. I'm going to hold on to this skinny. I'm going to hold on to this situation. Some of the reasons that many of you are still in sexual sin and can't get out of it is because you have a poor man's mentality, a poor woman's mentality, a poor young people's mentality, a poor, broke, can't do, can't. And as long as you have that, you will never, ever be able to move into a place to decide, I am wealthy. I decided one day I am wealthy in my health. I have decided that my golf game, the strength that I used to have, oh baby, I'm going back for it today. Not only did I do that challenge today and these days, not only am I exercising my legs, not only am I exercising my arms, but I'm exercising. What is that for? That's to get back on the golf course. And that's to be able to let it be known that just because I'm almost 80 years old, until I'm 100, and I determined to be almost 80 until I'm 120, that lets it be known to me that what man's science says is not what God's science says. You got to understand this. All of this is a part of poverty. All of this is a part of being stuck in the pain that you were stuck in before. They did this to me. They did that to me. Why have not you changed the frame? It's because you like it. You're only staying poor because someplace in your life, someplace in your brain, you like it. It brings pleasure. Why is that? How do I know that? Number one, there is a pleasure place in your brain. It says that this is something that is okay for you. And so let's protect them, and so that they can stay in this place, so that they do not have to go through the pain. You say, well, I have a spirit of fear. You only got a spirit of fear because you've been telling yourself you got a spirit of fear all this time. I want to go on the next program. I want to go into the answers. So, but your homework for this program is this: locate yourself, go through these different parts, and understand that I'm not just talking about money, but how it is that you think, how it is that you move, how it is that you feel is going to determine your pocketbook, is going to determine your ability to give. You see, I don't mind charging people what they call a lot of money. Why is that? Because I'm willing to pay a lot of money to get the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and insight that I need. I'm going to do what it is that I need to do. Study to show myself approved unto God. What? So one that's working on this job, working on this business, working on this, and I need not be ashamed. I'm not ashamed of anything that is given to me, anything that is paid to me. I'm not ashamed of the amount of money that I make. I'm not ashamed of whatever it is, because this is a kingdom purpose, and I am a kingdom daughter. I'm a kingdom son. I'm a kingdom person. I am a citizen of the kingdom of God. And my time is up. This is Apostle Bacer J Baker, who is a doctor in psychology, saying, I'll see you next time on the Still Telling It Like It Is. We're going into part 2 on the next program. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for watching Kingdom First TV, your station for